You could send cold messages, but it doesn't come off as cold if it's a message from the person they respect. What's going on, Mr. Alex?
Going good, going good. Busy day, but sorry about forgetting about Zoom. All my meetings are on Google Meets, but
Yeah,
uh,
no problem.
yeah, great.
I
Well,
understand. Meetings.
yeah, yeah, great. Well, appreciate you taking the time. But I want to see more about kind of how possibly we can integrate some sort of Facebook outbound messaging, or maybe not even Facebook, and kind of integrate that into your systems and kind of how we can help you out there. If you don't mind, because I know you have a lot going around, what kind of specific offer would you be interested in seeing cold outbound work? And I know you're a bit controversial on outbound and focus more on other strategies. What would that look like in terms of interest for you?
You tell me. You're the cold email outbound guy, right? I
Yeah,
can give you a little context though, just so you have something to work off of. Clearly, you reached out to me, so I'm assuming you've done some research on what we do.
yeah.
So I'm an analytics person. Everything we have is based on data, proof. It's not based on trying to convince people through sales techniques. We think the most convincing thing is their own data. So when
Okay.
someone comes in the emergency room and they're in pain, we're not there to try to sell them on a surgery. We're there to diagnose what's broken. And we'll say, well, Alex, looks like based on the x-ray, you've got a broken collarbone because you went skiing and missed the double flip or whatever it was, right? And so by diagnosing the problem and saying, well, based on that, based on this diagnosis, this is the surgery we're going to need, or this is the treatment. You're going to take these kinds of pills. You're going to have to do this kind of rehab. You're going to have to do these various things. And so that's a logical output of the analysis that we have. So it's not based on like me trying to convince you this. You understand how this is completely different than the smoothie bar thing. Like, oh, I'll have the blueberry and add extra protein and add some whipped cream. And you see how our thing where we're making the recommendations completely different than, oh, well, this is some optional thing. You could choose this way or that. There's no choice here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's purely logical.
Yeah. And they clearly can see what it is. They know they got to fix it. They know they're in pain. The Us as a hospital for marketing, we don't have to convince anyone they're in pain, right? There's no need to try to use all these, I know all the sales techniques. So the way that could potentially work with outbound, which is more of what you do, is we can pre-score people. We can pre-score their marketing. And there's not that many tools that really do that good of a job. I mean, you can look at WordStream where they grade people's PPC, or HubSpot is the HubSpot grader. But because you see, we have the figurehead in each category. So we have the number one plumber, number one real estate agent, number one home services, number one in each of these areas. We're developing these tools together with these figureheads so that if you're a plumber, and we'll say it could be using AI, and it could be like, Roger and we thought we'd just go ahead and take the initiative and score your plumbing business according to these 6 categories. And we found some things that are good and we found some things that are bad. In particular, your Google My Business isn't ranking because you haven't chosen the right categories and you haven't filled out your service offering properly, or you have negative reviews, or your website loads slow, and so we can come back, we can pre-score people and give them specifics of what's working, what isn't working, and then say, if you'd like to fix it, we have training so you can fix all these things yourself, right? You don't have to pay us a dime. But we have trained people that know how to fix the particular. Here's your particular report, Alex. Alex is plumbing in New Jersey or whatever. And here's how you rank against other plumbers in New Jersey. And
Okay.
here's specific things that we found, because we can automate the creation of this kind of scoring, right? I'm a software engineer. We do this kind of thing. So then we're providing value, even if it is a cold message, cold email, cold Facebook, cold whatever. And they're like, oh, wow, this is specific to me because I'm Alex's Plumbing in New Jersey. And and it's done by Roger Wakefield, who I already respect. And I think I'll click on the thing to learn more, or I'll click on the button to schedule a call or whatever it might be, right? You see how that's completely different than most of these cold outbound approaches?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, and that's similar to what we use for our, for us and for our clients. And also, obviously I'm not like Roger Wakefield of cold email, right? But I came to
Alex
you.
Berman's a good buddy of mine. You know Alex Berman?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Alex Berman and I have been all over. Have you seen any of the stuff with me and Alex all over the world?
Not all over the world. I've seen he has some blogs on your page, right?
Alex Berman and I have traveled together in India. We've gone to Universal Studios for my birthday. We've, taught masterminds together. We've had lots of meals together, and
Yeah,
we promoted his book. He's promoted my books. He's like, you literally Google Alex Berman and me, you'll see hundreds of videos of me and him hanging out in person, right?
yeah, yeah,
Went to the Taj Mahal and we took a bunch of selfies, which pissed off a bunch of the Indian people. It's not like him and I on a Zoom call. I mean, you and I on a Zoom call, that's cool. But
yeah,
there's Alex Berman and I in person all over the world, right?
yeah.
So I don't have to say anything about cold email because
He says it for you.
he's my buddy, right? And so I don't pretend to know anything about cold email. I'm actually pretty knowledgeable, but I would never say that because Alex is a friend of mine. So I make videos all the time and I make posts all the time on social media. It's not because I have a million followers, but I'll say, you know who the cold email king is? It's Alex Berman. And he wrote a book called The Cold Email Manifesto. You should check it out. We were in London one time, and London's got a lot of museums, right?
I can imagine. Never been,
Yeah.
but yeah.
London's a very historical city. It's been around forever. The United States has not been around very long. And we're in the National Gallery, which is where all the fancy paintings and Picassos and Rembrandts are. And I got a copy of his book, Cold Email Manifesto. And I got tons of these things. And I'm just having a good time promoting his stuff, and he's promoting my stuff. I want to show you a completely different view from what you might typically do. So
Yeah.
here's Google Photos. And here's me and Alex in Florida playing golf, right? Here we are hanging out with Rudy Maurer, who's big on Facebook. Here's, he and I in India. This is where Steve Jobs took Mark Zuckerberg, where Zuckerberg got the idea for, his whole thing and the iPhone and all that. And there's tons of these videos of me and Alex. Here's he and I at the Taj Mahal. And then let's see if I can go back a little further to here. This guy's got millions of followers. There's the Eiffel Tower made of trash in India. And then here's videos of him and I promoting his stuff or promoting my stuff, and you can see what he has to say, right? So you know who Alex Berman is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So look.
This is Mark Wagner, Airbnbpreneur. What if I told you that Mark was able to build an Airbnb empire across the United States?
We're in London. Look, at the National Gallery, like I told you, right? This was
Yeah.
what, 2 years ago? Something like that, right? And let me show you a couple of these. He's promoting my stuff. I'm talking about dollar a day. We're doing some silly things. It's like King Tut. It's like some mummy, okay? See?
Yeah. Yeah. I see.
And so I've got thousands of these. Look, here I got one with Alex and me. We're on the beach in LA. And this is a longer form video, but we're just chopping this into little pieces, right? This is fat, Dennis. You can see.
I wanted to share with you behind the scenes what we learned on how to deal with influencers, stuff that you otherwise.
So then I go a little further. Let's see a little further.
And you might think that you're them by interview.
I'm doing too much talking. But anyway, you see, like, this is me and Alex hanging out, doing all kinds of. Here we are at the Cosmopolitan. This is the penthouse suite, the very top thing on the top floor of the Cosmopolitan, which is a big hotel in Vegas. Check this out. Look at this. He's promoting my stuff.
Yeah.
Look at what he has to say.
Dennis's friend Alex, I'm here to remind you to please go through your access checklist. It's necessary in order to get the maximum amount.
Let's see, do another one. What about this one? Some of these are triggers. Like they get stuck at a certain point. We encourage them to do the thing.
Yeah.
Did all of the work of your best employee, but they worked for $3 an hour.
And then this is promoting our virtual assistant training, right?
Yeah.
So do you see the difference between my approach versus most of these guys that do cold?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So basically what you're saying is being able to leverage all of those connections and basically authorities that you have access to and use those to target these people in a way that you still provide value and you also show off your authority and steer them to your solution.
So look, if I wanted to sell more cold email outreach campaigns or whatever, like what you're doing, and let's just say I know nothing about cold email or cold this or cold that, right? let's assume I know nothing. But given the relationship I have with Alex Berman, who's one of many people that we call a lighthouse, don't you think I could probably outperform you?
Well, yeah,
I
definitely.
could sell more clients.
Yeah,
And you know, if I had a cold email agency, I could get more clients because I could just leverage the fact that Alex Berman and I are good buddies, right?
yeah,
And leverage the fact that you know who Alex Berman is because you do cold email, so you're going to know who that guy is, right?
exactly.
Okay,
Yeah,
so now you see how that applies in every single industry.
yeah, yeah,
So we have the Alex Berman of you name it in these other industries. So you could send cold messages, but it doesn't come off as cold if it's a message from the person they respect.
yeah,
So then you, as Mr. Cold email, cold whatever, cold DM, you hit me on a Twitter DM, right? Something like that.
yeah,
You actually made me a video, which is cool. So it wasn't really that cold because you actually, I was thinking you were going to send me some AI video, which I'd be like, yeah, whatever, throw that away. But you actually made a video. So you made a 4-minute video. Like, okay, that's worth responding to. You actually were thoughtfully, you know, you did something. It wasn't just spamming me. But imagine you could do what you do, but you could leverage the fact that we have authority in different industries and we have the ability to pre-score people.
yeah,
Maybe there's something we could do together. If you understand the technique that I'm showing you, and then B, if you can figure out some way where we can make money together.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And also, like, for example, if I reached out to you and, you go on my page, right, for example, which I'm sure you did, hopefully,
I
maybe
did.
not.
I checked out the stuff you have and I saw you made some videos, but there was very little about you.
Okay. And now imagine the difference if there was like a video of me and my pinned tweet, right? And it was
Okay.
me and Alex Berman or me and Daniel Fazu, another cold email guy, right?
Sure.
My positioning in this call would be higher, right? And
It would be.
it would be, in essence, much easier for me to do anything, right, with
Yeah.
any sort of prospect on the other side of the call.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing of leveraging trust.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you and I have never met before.
Yep.
But because you did a little bit of research and, not like I'm going to play Alex, I just did Alex Berman because I figured he's somebody that you would know, right? But there's all these other people that we know too that are well known, right? But why wouldn't you leverage this kind of trust for all the people that you work with and then use that to get more clients? Because the way you outreach to me didn't contain any authority, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I look, this is all about the conversation we're having, Alex, is all about how do you as an agency get more clients? That has nothing to do with whether you're actually good at what you're doing. I'm assuming you're good at what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
but there's so many people that are good at what they're doing, but they suck because they have no apparent authority. And there's
Yeah.
people who are really good at selling the thing, but they can't deliver, and vice versa, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
But if you Google me, you saw a knowledge panel pop up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like all
Yeah.
those colored boxes, but there's no knowledge panel for you. And there's all these other random things that show up, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Whether or not, Daniel or Alex or these other people, like I would want to know, like, how many people are you associated with that I respect?
yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're 17 or who, I don't care. I care about whether you're good or not, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's fair. So if we were able to target those industries, right, where we have those authorities, which is basically every industry, and get that cold message with some sort of pre-qualification or info that we can send them, I mean, we would have a lot of industry to cover, right? And we would
Yeah.
have a lot of contacts to cover.
Yeah.
And at that point, it comes down to what we would be offering them in terms of, like marketing, yeah, but like what kind of, quantifiable result we can give them, what kind of, is there,
Let's offer. Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So, is that something that you would be open to kind of discussing where we would have specific offers for specific industries?
The offer is very simple. We have the lighthouse. The lighthouse is the person that they're going to respect because that's the leader in the industry.
Yeah.
And that lighthouse says, hey, are you Googleable? Look, I'm using Google to grow my business. I rank in Google for my name. I rank in Google Maps. When people type in plumber near me, plumber, city name, emergency plumber, broken toilet,
Yeah.
And I'm using Google to win. I'm running ads on Google. The SEO is working, right? It's driving my business. Roger Wakefield has a $45 million plumbing business. So I think you can say he's probably doing okay, right?
Yeah.
And so all the other plumbers know he's successful. They know that if you Google city name plumber, he shows up there and he's got a big company, right?
Yeah.
So every one of these guys, they're doing very well on Google. So who of the other plumbers, who of the other garage door people, who of the pest control companies, right? We have the Rogers of every one of the Alex Bermans or whatever of other
Yeah.
industries. Like, who doesn't want to be Googleable and win in Google and put in their email address and get the book that we wrote? Roger and I wrote a book. Are you Googleable? Right? We're meeting tomorrow. You can join us if you want. We're meeting tomorrow afternoon or whatever. If you want to join our Zoom call, going through all this stuff. And then, of course, if they go through the book and it's got all the different chapters on making sure you're ranking on Google for your brand, for your like. Now, you couldn't teach this because if we Google you, you don't check all the boxes.
Yeah.
But
Because
the
I'm
figureheads,
yeah.
but the figureheads we have do. And not only are they Googleable, but we can prove that showing up on Google and social media and what like YouTube is part of Google, but it's also kind of social media. Showing up on Google is actually really good for your business, right? I don't think you disagree with that, right? Showing
Yeah.
up on Google, like, I show up on Google for all the things I want to show up on, and it makes me millions of dollars, right? That's a
Yeah.
good thing. So they can get the book and it shows exactly, exactly how to do it step by step. But this plumber or whoever, they don't want to, they're not going to want to do it. So they can hire us to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of just giving away everything give it away, because then they're going to hire you to do it.
Yeah. Because I forgot the quote, but you give them all the strategies, but the implementation, they're not going to do. And that's where
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. We have 1,000-page textbook, a 1,200-page textbook that goes through exactly how we do all this whole thing, this gigantic thing.
Yeah.
Good luck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
that's how we can make money together.
yeah.
If you can help us, at different parts of this where you can add value, why not?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
But
And
but you've got to be a practicer of what we preach, because if you don't do what we teach, then you're a fraud, right?
yeah, that's true completely. And so, I mean, if we're talking how you do these pre-qualifications and kind of logistically how it would work, would you be able to provide me, obviously, yes, every industry, would you be able to give me those figureheads in every industry?
It is, but we could just start with Roger. We have so
Roger.
many of them, but just start with one, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Jake Paul is a figurehead too among young adults.
Yeah.
And did you go through that sequence? There's hundreds of videos that Jake and
Yeah.
I have made together, so you might not know who I am, but you know who Jake Paul is, and you see Jake Paul and I hanging out doing all kinds of cool stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, then we can continue with the Roger Wakefield, right? And in terms of specifics, in terms of like reaching out, we would be using Facebook Messenger to target these guys. And I'm just wondering, where would you get these pre-qualifications from, and how would we be able to use them at scale?
What do you mean? Plumbers are easy to target.
Yeah, but in terms of like actually like getting the data like into the spreadsheets.
Oh,
I'm
easy.
getting.
We just score all the websites.
Okay. So if I were able to get you all those websites and all those Facebook pages, you would be able to get pre-qualification back?
I mean, they're all going to be qualified. All of them have things that are broken. There's no business that doesn't have things that are broken. And
Yeah.
finding all the plumbers in the United States is easy. There's directories of them. You can literally use Google to find all of them. And that's
Yeah.
easy to find, right? And it's easy to find their Facebook page. It's easy to, it's not hard to do that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, okay. So if I were able to get you that, then I would be funneling those people, obviously I would send them the pre-qualification message, and we would kind of response handle from there, and use our inbox managers from there. Then we would funnel them to a specific landing page, right, with their offer. So I wasn't able to find a specific landing page with Roger Wakefield. You
Yeah,
mentioned.
it's not up yet.
Okay. Okay.
It'll be up by the end of the year. We're working on all the stuff.
Okay.
We got a meeting tomorrow to go through all of it.
By the end of the year. Okay. Okay, so a few days.
Yeah, I mean, it might go another week or so because, during the holidays, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to think if there's any other kind of question. And then in terms of the back end, people sign up and then they get the whole resource, right?
Sure. We're building a tool. So you can add in some of this information and it'll give you a full report card.
Okay. And what kind of prices do you charge these companies?
So we're thinking about what we want to charge for this kind of quick snapshot report. We can either make it free or make it like $79 or something like that. And then the services are going to be at, I think we'll probably charge $2,500 a month
2,500.
as like an agency retainer. But we're thinking about, we'll still figure, it depends on what our cost is and how well we can scale the ads. But it may potentially be like $5,000 one time and then like $1,000 a month.
$5,000.
But you know, there's another way to do it too, where we charge them nothing, and we just charge them per phone call, and we say, you know what, it's going to be $80 per phone call, where we set up all your Google this and Google that, and you pay us only when the phone rings, and we only charge on phone calls that last more than a minute, so it's not wrong numbers or ones that don't count.
Don't you think that'll introduce a lot of unqualified people into the program?
It will, because pay per lead will cause people to want to challenge whether those, like, they'll want to like not pay for every lead because that's how people are. But that's where you got to qualify them, saying, hey, this is a long-term piece. This is, I mean, why would anyone want these plumbing leads unless they're a plumbing company? So they have to be, at least 4 stars on Google. They have to be in business for a certain amount. I mean, they can't just be some crappy plumber. They have, like, clearly it's easy to tell, just like when you want to go look at a restaurant. Right, Alex? You look at these restaurants, like, I'm not going to go to that restaurant. It's rated 2 stars. It's terrible. Right.
Yeah.
So we can say, look, we're happy to give you these leads, but if you don't meet certain criteria of taking care of these customers, we're not going to send the phone calls to you. Right. We need to know that A, your business is reputable. B, you respond to phone calls all the time within 60 seconds, obviously a lot faster. And that's what we prefer. Because if we send you leads and you don't answer the phone, we spent all this money making your phone ring and then you throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
So that's dumb. We're not going to send you anymore, right? We might even do a thing where we just send them 3 leads. And if they don't take care of those 3 leads, then okay, we lost, whatever, $100. But the ones that like it, they'll continue to keep going and they'll buy more and more leads from them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, because my thinking is just that the best form of qualifying, if these companies are genuinely interested, and especially
they're all genuinely interested. Who doesn't want more, right? Everything's about marketing now.
I guess, yeah. I mean, just from working with that company that I sent, Aircool, I know they had a big problem with like people just kind of flaking on them, right? Like they were having trouble like getting like small payments of like $200, right? And it's just like these people, they won't end up being good customers, right?
Wait, the Aircool, what are they? What do they do?
They were home improvement, right? So right now
You
when
were doing this outreach thing, right?
Yeah. So,
but for home improvement, though, that's really hard to do that through outreach. Because how do you know whether someone's got a problem with their heater or whatever?
Well, they would run Facebook ads.
Okay.
But I'm saying that the hard part was when they were actually getting their clients, not when the plumbing company was getting their clients. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, explain.
So when okay, let's just say Joe's HVAC, right?
Okay.
Joe's HVAC was being basically problematic when they were trying to sign with Aircool Marketing because
Aircool is the agency serving plumbing companies, what you're saying. Okay.
Exactly.
I couldn't find Aircool. I was looking for a plumbing company. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why, I mean, obviously it's up to you. I mean, I just always thought that charging, at least a little bit upfront does give that sort of commitment, and they won't just run away.
Yeah, serving agencies is different than serving the underlying clients. I don't even, working with agencies is almost always a disaster.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If that's what you're saying. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
I coach thousands of agencies. I know.
Yeah.
There's a ton of digital agencies that follow me.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Most of them have no idea what they're doing. They're doing all this cold outreach and whatever,
Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, I mean, what would be the best way to move forward with starting all this outreach, right? We have to wait for the landing pages, but kind of setting up our systems in the back end, we can get started on that.
Well, I think you should learn the strategy we're talking about. It's going to be very hard to drive good leads unless you understand yourself and are a practitioner of what we teach. Because if you do this outreach and you reach out, you talk, you have a conversation through Messenger or whatever, through a plumber, they're going to wonder, like, who the hell are you? Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And if we're doing an audit, you've got to be able to interpret the audit. You have to be able to understand what it means to rank on Google, because we're we're presenting ourselves as experts on Google, right?
Yeah.
They're going to have questions. And if you can't answer those questions, because we're not doing this as like some outbound sales thing. This is consultative. They're going to have questions. And when we answer their questions, they're like, oh, these guys know what they're talking about, right?
Yeah. So being able to actually handle all these responses and objections.
Right. It seems kind of obvious, but wouldn't you have to be pretty knowledgeable about Google if the whole thing is under the umbrella of are you Googleable, right?
Yeah.
So then I'd want to be able to Google Alex Makowski and see what shows up there, right? I mean, shoot, we should Google your name right now and see what shows up.
Yeah.
I did it yesterday. Well, there's all these other ones. I don't know which one. Like this is the one that's you, and the other one, you see this?
Yeah.
This is the only one that's you, isn't it? Or no, this
Yeah.
one's you. Okay.
Yeah. And that.
But all these other ones, these are like all the other ones, right?
Yeah.
And then this is you, and this is some other dude.
And
I mean, did you ever wonder like what's up with all these Alex Makowskis?
yeah. So yeah, I mean, basically, I need to knock them all down, right?
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't it be awesome? I mean, you Google me, you saw it shows up, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So why don't we do this for you? And that way, because if you're talking to someone and you're saying, yeah, are you Googleable? They're gonna Google you, right?
Yeah.
They're like, well, what's this guy talking about? Let me just Google him.
Okay. So I guess that's the next best move for me is I need to
Yeah. I mean, we call this thing learn, do, teach. So you're learning it. We need to do it for you. And then there's no better thing than to teach from example. Like everything I showed you today, I wasn't showing you what I heard from somebody else. I was showing you what I've done. Like, I don't want to like drop names or whatever, but, or how much money I've made, but, or whatever, like you can clearly see I've done it. So I have credibility in talking about this because I've done it. I'm not just like, well, I heard this other guy did it. So,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, Dennis. I mean, you are, the authority in being Googleable and overall in this situation.
I worked at a search engine. I built the analytics at a search engine before there was even Google. The people that I trained up went to go work at Google and built this stuff at Google. That shows you how old I am.
Yeah. Well, and knowledgeable, old and knowledgeable.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So I'm willing to help you. I know you're a service provider and you want to help me, but for you to be able to help me, I might have to help you a little bit first.
Okay. Yeah.
And I won't charge you for it. I want to see you actually go through these things. And then you know what a knowledge panel is, right?
Yeah. On Google, yeah.
Yeah. So why don't you go get your knowledge panel?
Okay.
Because anytime you do a call and you're going to grow your cold email outreach, whatever agency, this sort of thing, they're going to Google you, right?
Yeah.
And they don't look at this other thing where like these 20 other Alex Makowski show up. Well, that sucks, dude.
That does. Oh, I got to rethink some stuff.
Well, how much rethinking is there? It's easy. Just do all the things we're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because the thing is, you want to help me, but you can only, the whole like put on your own oxygen mask before you can help others kind of thing.
Yeah.
Same thing here. Like your ability to help other people is only as good as your own brand.
And right now it's being limited.
Yeah. And the good news is you're talking to someone who knows how to do this.
Yeah.
And then when your thing looks the right way and everything, shows you're legit, then I would love to promote you. And then you can help us with all these plumbers and other people. So it's kind of good that we haven't started this thing with Roger because it gives us a few weeks to get your thing going.
True. Yeah. And I would be able to get Googleable more within that time.
Yeah. I mean, you might not get a knowledge panel by January, but you'll get all the other things.
Okay.
Which you are missing because we have tools that score all this and, pretty easy to audit what you have. You don't have a lot. No offense.
Of course, no offense taken. But okay, well then, is there like a resource that I can take a look at to go through all of this?
Yeah, there's a few things. Do you like to read articles or watch videos or like what's your way of like learning?
I'm pretty good with videos.
You like videos? Okay. It's funny, like people under 30, they want to watch videos and people over 30, they want to read our multiple 100-page guides and all that. The overall process is called the content factory. It's like all of these are kind of saying a similar kind of thing. To me, this is showing how we actually do it through the AI. So then I want to build your brand. Do you see this thing here?
Yeah, that presentation.
Yeah. This is what we call the personal brand manager, which is this filing cabinet, if you will, right? Got lots of content, repurpose it. So it lives on YouTube, Facebook, Google, all these places, right? and then we promote it. So I've got a lot of content. I've been on TV, all this stuff, right? Blah, blah, blah. I know lots of people, right? These are all sorts of well-known people, right? Lots of videos with me and these people. Blah, 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 right? You probably recognize a lot of these people.
Okay.
Then you take that and you organize podcasts, videos, speaking, all this stuff, okay? So you take that and you put it into the topic wheel. So when we think about Alex Makowski, we think about lead gen, Facebook messaging, I don't know, maybe you play a sport, whatever it might be. There's these things that you want to be known for, right? Not just only cold email, right? Lots of things, right?
Okay.
The people you know that are very well known in those things, content that you've produced together with those people, which is what drives this Lighthouse model. So imagine who's in your network or who you could, maybe you want to be known for cold email. Well, probably a podcast with Alex Berman would help your authority, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
With these other people, okay? And like me for digital marketing or whatever it might be. So when you have content with these other people, you run ads against it, and then that is what's going to trigger the knowledge panel, YouTube videos, all the things when people Google you, right?
Okay. Got it. So
Yeah.
just building up that huge network of knowing people, creating content with them, and just existing on the internet more.
Exactly. And you don't have to have hundreds of pieces of content. You don't have to have this huge network. You just need a couple good pieces of content, ideally video together with somebody else.
Okay. Got it. So even like interviews like online or like literally like recordings of me and like some other cold email person talking
Yeah.
about
Yeah. What do you want to be known for? Like, let me ask you, what do you want to be known for?
lead gen.
Lead gen. Okay. So who's already well known for lead gen?
Let's say Daniel Fazio.
Okay. Daniel Fazio. Do you have any content with you and Daniel Fazio?
No,
Why not?
because I haven't asked them.
Oh, wow. That's easy to fix, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
And who else is good at lead gen?
We could say Cardinal Mason.
Okay. Why don't you talk to them?
Literally just record us talking and that's it.
You know, it's the Alex Makowski show. It's the Lead Gen Kings podcast. And today we have Daniel Fazio. Welcome to the show, Daniel. Tell us, AI's changed things in 2024. What things do we need to worry about with lead gen, blah, blah, blah. Well, thank you so much, Alex. I was thinking, blah, 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 blah. Right.
Yeah.
And then 15, 20 minutes later, Daniel, thank you so much for being on the show. Everybody, Daniel Fazio, blah, 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 blah. Come check in our, like, share, subscribe, whatever it is you want to say, right? That's easy to do, isn't it?
Yeah. There's no rules. It's just get on the call with these people.
Yeah. Today I'm so excited to have Alex Berman. He's the cold email king. I've been following Alex for years. Alex and I have hung out in the Louvre in Paris and, and whatever it is. But the thing, beyond Alex being a really cool guy, he knows some secret tricks about cold email. So today we're going to interview Alex, and he's going to tell us 3 mistakes that you guys are probably making in your cold email. So tune in now.
Okay.
Alex, welcome to the show. Tell us, how'd you become the cold email king? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I got it. So
I'm not too shabby myself when it comes to lead gen.
yeah, got it. All right. So I guess I know what I need to do.
Yeah.
I need to go implement this, make content with other people, build up presence online, become Googleable.
Yep.
And then we'll talk about further possibilities.
Yeah. And get that on your website and your YouTube. I think you have a lot of stuff on your YouTube and it's not come to your website. Your website has nothing.
Just make everything interlink, basically.
Everything that's a YouTube, we also make a blog post.
Okay.
You know why?
Because it's just there already. It's already made.
Because if you just put it on YouTube, you're not going to get any traffic unless you already have a big channel, which you don't. You have like 8 subscribers or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So no one's going to see it.
Okay. Yeah. So
35 subscribers. All right, 36. Now you got one more.
Nice.
All right. So you have like nothing going on here, right? You made these videos. They're good videos, but nobody's seeing any of them because you're not putting them on your website.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You're not putting them on social media. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you put in all this effort to make these videos, and like 29 people have seen this one. Oh, I mean, I watched them. You can see I watched them. They're pretty good.
Okay. So just make more content. That's really
you
what
could make more content or just repurpose what you already have.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Infinite bookings. And you got your little video where actually this is your little faceless video. I wouldn't even do this. I'd have your face here saying, "Hey, I'm Alex Makowski. Let me tell you why you're here." Right. Because right now, this is like, are you suffering with trying to get more leads? Here's the secret formula. Like, this has no trust. This is like some, is this your voice even?
Yeah,
Oh, it is you at least. Okay, fine. But there's no trust here because you're just reading a script and I don't see your face.
understood.
So who's
Got
this
it.
guy? Like, why would I want to click on this button after watching this whole thing? Attention agency owners, would you like to get more calls using our strategy or you don't pay? Well, who the hell are you?
Yeah, there's no authority. Okay.
Versus a picture of you showing you talking to all these other people who are clearly trustworthy in the world of lead gen. Like, oh, I know who these other people are. I don't know who this Alex guy is, but maybe he's legit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
And then there's like nothing else here. And you rank and you book a call. Yeah, I get it. Right. And then you don't rank on any keywords because
Well,
no
I do.
one's
I do
linking to you.
for infinite bookings. I'm first to show up, but
Yeah, but no one's typing that in.
true. Okay.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I have some work to do. And I guess I'll keep you posted on any questions that I have.
Yep. Well,
Awesome.
what can I do for you?
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I'll keep you posted through Twitter. Is that the best way to reach you?
It's what's your favorite thing to do? What you tell me. You like
Sure.
Twitter? You like text? You like Instagram, Facebook? What's your thing?
Sure. We can do Twitter. And I'll keep you posted. I'm definitely gonna have questions. So, yeah.
Okay, good.
Awesome.
No
Dennis.
dumb questions, only dumb people.
I like that. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for the time. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I look forward to it.
Cool. Well, if you want to, practice what we preach, you should make a 1-minute video about what you learned and just post that without any editing.
Okay. And can I tag you?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll share it.
Okay.
I
Awesome.
have more followers than you, so more people will see it.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Dennis. Okay.
Awesome, Alex. We'll talk soon.
All right. Bye-bye.